0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Bye, crypto bro.
What's going on, crypto world? It's that guy again, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with a little stellar piece again. Come on now, you know I'm on that Kool-Aid, bruh. Let's start this off though. Ball Deep Crypto is not a financial advisor. He's just a guy talking to a computer about what he's into and what he's doing. What you do with your money is your choice. This is not financial advice. That being said, let's get into it. First post here, obviously built on Stellar. Shout out to Stellar. The best problems aren't in Silicon Valley. They're in Manila, San Paulo. Builders on Stellar are turning phones into bank accounts, creating USD savings tools for inflating currencies, and automating compliance so startups can scale. That's real world ready. Facts, folks. Again, Stellar, building everywhere. Second post is from Vegeta X. My son would love this. He's a big Dragon Ball person. Shout out to Vegeta. He does put out some good stuff. If you're not following him, give the man a like. Give him a follow. But anyways, he's like, you have no idea what is coming to XLM, bruh. I agree with that. Most don't, but your boy Ball Deep does. Let's take a look at this post right here from just some guy. Look at that list. Artem, we talked about them. PayPal, we've really talked about them. Etherfuse, we've got a video on. We've got Bridge, MoneyGram, 21X. I mean, if you're watching the videos, you're seeing all this stuff. People, Archax, Fireblocks again. You know, you've got the Banco Central de Brazil, the BBO Solutions, Layer Zeros in our videos, Cheesecake Labs, Ondo, of course. I mean, Privy, DTCC. I mean, on and on, people. You know, Artemis, Red Swan, obviously, for real estate, Wisdom Tree, Chainlink, Nethermind, we've talked about, Open Zeppelin, we've talked about, Onigiri, we've talked about, Pantera, obviously, you know. Holy cow, people, look at this list. I don't think you're ready for what Stellar's got coming. Speaking on that, we're going to come over here to a post by X Finance Bull Academy. Obviously, we know Stellar XLM is ISO 222 compliant blockchain platform. You know, and it says here that crypto companies are front-running the next ETF wave, obviously electronic trading fund for people who don't want to own the physical asset but want to own part of crypto through their conventional stocks. This is the way that it opens the door for that. And as we posted a video before, shout out to Double Agent talking about when the ETFs come, they buy them in blocks at 10,000 at a time. This is big, big news. Obviously, XRP, HBAR, and XLM are aligning with the FedWire, which we know about, FedFast Now, $4 trillion a day, and cross-border payments, which obviously SWIFT dominates now by 2025. The same rails that TradeFi runs on, traditional finance, of course, TradeFi, DeFi, going to blockchain, going with electronic, you know, moving of money. This is the future, people. You are here. Welcome to the future. You've got global standards adopted by FedWire in July 2025 and SWIFT in November 2025, priming them for TradeFi integration. Get ready, people. Stack, stack, stack. Not financial advice. Obviously, you've got inflows from institutions with spot ETFs. You've got the hashtags NCIQ for XRP and XLM, which is the one we're going to focus on because we are XLM homers up in this. Obviously, XLM's Protocol 23, which we just, you know, we can't stop talking about with what they're doing. RWA tokenization. XLM's on fire. I think people are finally seeing them for what they are. And Protocol 23 and Sorbonne are a game changer. I just keep saying it and saying it and saying it. Now the fruit, you know, the proof is in the pudding. We're about to taste that pudding here soon, folks. Let's dive a little deeper. Now, as we just talked about, the hashtag NASDAQ Crypto Index US ETF, the NCIQ, is an exchange-traded fund managed by the hashtag Asset Management in partnership with NASDAQ. the NASDAQ Global Indexes. Now, it was launched in late 2024. It tracks the NASDAQ Crypto Index, providing U.S. investors with a diversified market cap weighted exposure to leading cryptocurrencies via a regulated product. So obviously, this ETF is going to be added to the NASDAQ. Everybody knows what the NASDAQ is, right? I mean, come on. This is a very, very large, traditional stock trading network. I mean, everybody knows, you've heard of the NASDAQ. Just like the S&P 500, it's one of the big boys. As of September 25th to 2025, the SEC approved an expansion of the NCIQ to include spot holdings of XRP Ripple, Solana, Sol, Stellar, XLM, alongside its original Bitcoin, trash, BTC, and Ethereum, trash. I'm sorry, we'll go back to that. Bitcoin, Beta Test Coin, and Ethereum, trash allocations. So, as you can see, still up there swimming with the big boys of the market. This makes NCIQ one of the first U.S. crypto ETFs to incorporate those altcoins under new generic listing standards, which require assets to meet thresholds like liquidity and derivatives trading history. People, derivatives, DTCC, you saw that on there. What do they do per year? $4 quadrillion in derivative trades. They are basically the derivatives settling asset chain for the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. So if they're in with the DTCC, they're in with Wall Street, they're in with the NASDAQ, they're in with the S&P 500. Like we always say, Stellar XLM is compliant in every sense of the word. They want to cross every T and dot every I. They want to be compliant. Now, it looks like the NCIQ added Cardano ADA to his portfolio. I used to own some. I don't own any now. Completing a 6-asset basket. Now, the ETFs under management, the AUM, stand at approximately $1.56 billion, positioning it as a key vehicle for institutional flows and a diversified crypto exposure. So this is a way for people who don't actually want to go buy the crypto or don't know how to buy it. They can buy an ETF and own part of that asset electronically. Obviously, Stellar's involvement in the role. Stellar was selected for inclusion due to its strong fundamentals, high liquidity, established derivatives trading on CFTC-regulated venues, and utility and cross-border payments and real-world assets, RWAs. Shout out to Sorbonne, people. It is coming. Unlike BTC, Beta Test Coin, and ETH, trash, spot ETFs, NCIQ holds actual XLM tokens. Whoa, I didn't know that. Directly contributing to on-chain demand. Oh, damn, here we go now. Hashdex's co-development of the NCI index ensures ongoing rebalancing quarterly based on market and eligibility. Now, with XLM's weighting currently around 5 to 7% of the portfolio, subject to fluctuations, this integration leverages Stellar's low-fee, fast settlement network, aligning with Hashdex's focus on efficient, compliant crypto access for traditional investors. Obviously, the overall benefits to investors in the market, it simplifies altcoin exposure for U.S. institutions wary of direct custody, like we just said. It democratizes access to XLM's ecosystem with remittances via MoneyGram and RWAs versus via Centrifuge, which was also on that list. I forgot to shout out to Centrifuge. Beautiful thing. We did a video on them too. I don't know if anybody watched it, but if you did, shout out to you. You're the GOAT. Potentially onboarding billions in capital. Now, post-approval, XLM saw 8 to 12% price surge, trading around 35 to 40 cents, with analysts eyeing 70 cents on sustained inflows. Again, that's just, it's going to go, people. I don't really give a fuck what anybody thinks about it. I already know where it's going, so not financial advice. Just, ball deep here. He's got conviction, baby. He reads his boring ass stuff all the time. So, I'm boring. What can I say? All right, to the Stellar ecosystem, it elevates XLM's legitimacy, accelerating adoption in payments, DeFi, and tokenization. It signals regulatory maturity, paving the way for the dedicated Stellar Spot ETF. Now, network activity spiked. Oh, who cares about that? Driven by ETF-related arbitrage and hedging. So there we are, people. ETFs are a very good thing. They're bought in blocks of 10,000. They are, give people who don't want to have direct exposure to the actual crypto. They have an electronic trading fund. They buy them in. This is, why are they there? Because they are compliant. the regulatory. They have now RWA trading with Sorbonne and the Protocol 23 upgrade. Now they're going to about to have the ZK with the private with Protocol 24. I mean, on and on, on and on. Stellar, XLM. Come on now, people. That's all I got for you today. Sorry I was a little rushed. Can't really read all the words, I guess. But you know what? Hey, your boy's trying, all right? I appreciate each and every one of you for being here because time is money and you chose to spend that here. Hopefully you got some value out of this. Hope you have a great day. And like I always say, chase a check, never chase a bit.